Hey everyone, Chief Monishagan here. Thank you for joining us for Friday Briefing. Today is September the 11th, and on this day every year we remember the heroes and the victims who lost their life 19 years ago. I remember that day well, as I'm sure many of you do, and the one thing that I realized now as the father of some young children is that we have another generation who doesn't know what 9/11 even is. They don't remember the emotions and all the things that came from it. And I was reminded this morning as a parent that I have an obligation to share what 9/11 was, what happened as a result, and just making sure that my kiddos are aware of our history. And so I would just remind you all to do the same if you're a parent or a teacher and you have young people in your life who don't know or remember what happened on 9/11. It's on us. If we're going to say the phrase never forget, then we can't stop sharing the story and making sure our younger generations know about the heroes, know about the victims, and know about the service members who have gone into harm's way to make sure that that never happens again. So a somber day, absolutely, but one where we can also find encouragement, like the encouragement and the patriotism that came on 9/12. That still exists in our country, and so with that, that's how we'll remember and talk about 9/11. So I have a few announcements and things that I want to touch on with you. The first is that the City of Lake Worth is offering a small business assistance grant. You can find information about that on our website, which is www.lakeworthtx.org. And if you scroll about halfway down the page, down in the middle is an icon that reads just that way, Small Business Assistance Program. Click the box and find out if you qualify. We have a good amount of funds, and we want to make sure that your business remains successful and has what it needs to be able to weather this storm. And so if that applies to you, please check that out. If you know of a small business owner in Lake Worth, please point that out to them and point them in that direction. We just want to make sure that if you need help and you qualify, that we get you the assistance that you need. Good news, we just posted an events notice earlier today about National Night Out. Now, it's going to look a little bit different this year because of the restrictions that are in place, but we are committed to having and hosting that event. So traditionally, National Night Out was meant to bring the community together. So to come out of your home and into your neighborhood and engage with your neighbors and your local officials in the form of a block party or some other engagement. Historically, here in Lake Worth, we've gathered at the Lake Worth Park, cooked hot dogs, put a lot of things on display, and just kind of spent the evening getting to know you and highlighting some of the things that we were doing. But we understand that that's not possible this year, so we're going to come to you. The police department, fire department, public works, and some of our area partners are going to put on a National Night Out parade for you. So we're going to line up here in the coming weeks. You'll be able to see a parade route along with some times, and you can come out into your front yard, you can cook, you can barbecue, whatever it is that you want to do, and we will just pass right in front of your house. That way we're safe, you're safe, we can all social distance, but we can just be together at, kind of apart. And I know it's different, but we didn't want to let this go. We wanted to make sure that we did something. So be looking for the National Night Out Parade. We're going to kick it off at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October the 6th. And in the coming weeks, we'll put out a map so you can know where we're going to go and how you can come out to see us. Now, we are committed to driving on or past nearly every house in the city. I can't guarantee that we will pass directly by every house, but we're going to try to drive every street. So you may have to move just a little bit, but we're making a concerted effort to make it to everyone and get close to everyone. We have breast cancer awareness is coming up in October. So the PD is going to be doing a shirt along with the fire department. So be looking on our Facebook page and Instagram in the next week or so for a link to those shirts if you'd like to buy one. This year we're using the shirts to show our support. We're not collecting any money or donating any money this year, but we hope to do that next year. So be looking for those shirts. The PD shirts are going to be $10.50, and I'm not sure exactly how much the fire department shirts are, but they're about the same. So if you would like that, feel free to check them out. There'll be a link. You can order, pay, all that kind of stuff. Earlier this week, we posted some awards that our officers had received, specifically Sergeant Reefers and Officer O'Bannon. Both received awards from Mothers Against Drunk Driving for their efforts here at Lake Worth PD. Sergeant Reefers received what's called the the Commitment Hero Award, and Officer O'Bannon received the Enforcement Hero Award. Respectively, Sergeant Reefers received his award for his work streamlining and making our DWI processing system more efficient, while Officer O'Bannon led the department in DWI arrests. Alone, he accounted for about a third of all arrests made by the PD. Now, that doesn't mean that they're the only ones out there engaging in DWI enforcement and working to make our program better. That is an effort that's shared by members all across the department. So I just want to say a huge thank you to our team for their work and all that they're doing to make sure that our roadways stay safe. Now, in that same post, I threw up some statistics that I wanted to make sure that I pointed out to you because it's crazy cool. So since 2017, our department has increased DWI arrests by 494%. So in 2017, we made 17 DWI arrests. And thus far in 2020, we've made 101. And so we still have another quarter left to go in this year. So, my hope is that by year's end, we are well over 500% increase. But we don't measure our success by the number of arrests. We measure our success by a reduction in traffic crashes. So during the same time period from 2017 to today, we have seen a 64% reduction in traffic crashes, which is huge. We're a really busy city with a lot of folks coming through. So again, it's not just DWIs, but it's just being active and engaged in traffic safety to begin with. But in 2017, we had 664 reported traffic crashes, and thus far this year, we've had 238. So I am incredibly proud of our patrol team and our detectives who work to get these cases filed, to identify, evaluate, and if necessary, arrest impaired drivers. We talk about it every week, but I'm not going to stop talking about it. And the proof is in the pudding, if you will, that we're finding these drivers and we're continuing to aggressively file those DWI cases. So if you're ever tempted, if you're ever in the city, please remember that. And if you know of someone who's going to be out drinking, would you encourage them to make those good decisions, to be a responsible designated driver? Reach out to an Uber or Lyft, something like that. But the reality is that our team is getting really good at doing this, and you don't want to take the chance of getting arrested, taking your life, or taking the life of someone else. So congratulations to Sergeant Reefers and Officer O'Bannon for their recognition, and for the rest of the field operation and support services team for those incredible numbers. Want to give a shout out to Officer Juronsky. Today is her birthday, so happy birthday. And finally, the last thing I have is to speak to the school supply drive. Many of you donated school supplies. We had a incredible outpouring from our local business community, and we were able to provide boxes of school supplies to Lake Worth ISD. We partnered with a local church earlier this week to deliver some additional supplies, some additional backpacks and things like that. So, in a time where things are just crazy, the community, have really come through to make sure that our young folks have their needs met. So thank you for that. Your generosity just continues to blow us away, and we're very thankful to be here and be in this community with you. So with that, I want to send you into the weekend. Again, we really appreciate all of your support, and thank you for what you do for us, for the encouraging words. And it's an honor to police in this community. It's an honor to serve you. And so thank you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday.